Well, hello there. My name is Elizabeth Robertson Campbell, and I live in Cape Town, South Africa. By profession, I am an artist, but quite by default, I became the author of this book, The Choice. When I was a young girl of 25 years old, carefree, vivacious, working and living in Jerusalem as an artist. And I go and meet my polar opposite, a very stoic, highly intelligent Orthodox Jewish boy. And we found common love and faith through his coming to know his Messiah. Well, you can just imagine how it freaked out his parents, and let alone my parents back home in South Africa. And then, of course, the religious authorities of the day weren't very pleased with this union. And eventually, I was deported. Well, for Aaron and I, this was not the end, but just the beginning. And I ended up studying Judaism to be with him. And we came as close as 48 hours before the wedding day. So instead of trying to explain, I thought it would be a good idea if I just read a little extract from the book. And just quickly to set the scene, this is when Aaron came out to marry me after we hadn't seen each other for 2 years and before cell phones and Facebook. So we were super excited, and the rabbinical court wanted us to meet most of the rabbis. So we were called in for a very important meeting to discuss final details before our big day. So I'm going to pick it up from there. The more the questions came flying, the more I seemed to enjoy it. At one point, Aaron even interjected to defend me over a question that he thought was a bit unfair. But I amazed my future husband and all present by knowing the answer. I was on a roll and loving it. When all seemed to be said and done, and even the rabbi happy with the outcome, the mikveh, my last port of call, was mentioned. Aaron leaned over and squeezed my hand out of absolute relief and joy. We had made it. We were home and dry. We all stood up and started chatting about this and that when unexpectedly we were told to sit again. My mentor, the rabbi who had been teaching me, was the one to request this, and he looked oddly pale and out of sorts. He said it was something quite out of the blue that he felt must be raised. Not expecting anything major, I found it surprising, and I see an expression on Aaron's face that I'd never seen before. What was going on? He darted me a desperate look, one that I'd never seen. What had I missed? The silence was deafening until the rabbi finally spoke. Elizabeth, I do not have to tell you how much I have grown to love and respect you. Having met Aaron now, I am doubly honored to see the two of you becoming one. Elizabeth, I have probably neglected to ask you this before, but being raised as a child in a Christian home, who is Jesus to you now? Well, guys, at this moment in time, my whole world was shattered. I was caught between a rock and a hard place. So let me read the next extract after these 4 dreadful hours. My time was up. I was led before my judges, who waited to hear my choice. They sat anxiously, clearly moved by what was about to happen, and knowing all very well that what devastating consequences my choice would bring, whatever it was. Aaron also was with me, trying to give me strength. His loving face told me how badly he wanted to help, but we both knew that he couldn't. The rabbi who had asked me that fatal question was clearly shaken, and quite unlike the usual behavior of a religious leader, he took me by the shoulders and said, Elizabeth, the faith that you have shown here today is something so great and so valuable. Does not Jesus himself say that if you deny him in front of men, he will deny you in front of the Father? You've done a noble thing, my girl, and have great faith. Who knows what God has determined for you to do, Elizabeth? Maybe in time it is to go back to the church and teach your people of their Hebraic roots. And you know, that is the purpose of part of our calling, because there is a great awakening happening right now where many, many people are coming out of Babylon and wanting to walk God's ancient paths. And this is the very synergy that will bring oneness between Jew and Gentile, which we believe is the final unity that has been missing for 2,000 years in the church and before we can receive our Messiah. This love story brings the understanding and the unity and the love that we need in these last days. So you can work it out that this union of ours was broken up, but it created a wonderful, wonderful foundation for my future and education, knowing that one cannot separate the scriptures from the Jewish people and their land. And we need to stand alongside them in these days because we are God's family, his blended family called his one new man, Jew and Gentile. So lastly, I would like you to really be encouraged to think, if this is your call and you'd like to be involved with us in whatever way, we'd love to hear from you. I would like to now introduce you to my reward. Not only was he my publisher, but my husband, Jamie Campbell.
Sure. Sure. I'm so proud of you, Liz. Your tenacity is amazing. And I'm just also very, very blessed to know that God specifically chose me to be part of this, to become a publisher, be part of the movie. And it's just so great that we can do this and share it with you and invite you on this journey with us. We look forward to it.